Hey, hello, Miss Kizzy, hello. Ray, hello. Hello, Faith. Jazz, hello. Jackie, Shakira, good evening to you. I have Mia Johnson. How are you? Good evening, Lee and Cheryl, Carolyn, Tamira, Roxanne. Cheryl, we need to talk. Hey, Tawana, we supposed to go walking. Faye, hello. Oh, let me get some of these names. I gotta catch up. Shabazz, hello. Joe, I came by to see you today. Peter, hello. Good to see you as well. Miss Sarah, hello. Thank you for joining us. Miss Vanessa, hello. Anne, hello. Jacqueline, hello. Amanda, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Hey, Marva. Hey, Tiffany. Darren, good to see you, ma'am. Thank you for joining us. Renee, thank you. Hello to you. Cynthia, hello. Hey, Michael, how are you? Tommy, good evening. Tiffany, hello. Zakisha, I know, we'll talk about River Street and Mask. Hey, Alderman Dietrich Leggett from the 2nd District representing well. Good to see you, sir. Deborah, good evening from Statesboro. Valeria, good evening to you. Latrell, good evening. Andre, good to see you. Felicia, good evening. Karen, hello. Good evening to you. Tanya, hello. April, for white ignorance. We're going to talk about that, April. Sunshine, hello. Sheila, hello. Tawana, 7:30 a.m. Okay, I'll see you there. Yeah. Shauna, good evening. Felicia, hello. Gail, hello. Rita, hello. Deanna, hello. Barbara, hello. Kate and Sarah, thank you so much. Angie, hey. Tanya, hey. Ossie, good to see you. Chris, hello. Joni, hello. Hey, Brother Clint, good to see you. Sandra, hello. Quintel, good to see you. So thank you for joining us. Juanita and Rosalind. Pastor Ronald, hello. Selena, hello. Nancy, good evening. Oh, I can call you Keisha. Hey, Keisha. Greetings from the 2nd District. All right. Tracy, hello. Jennifer, hello to you as well. Ronald, good evening to you. Sherry, good evening. Natalie, hey. I just talked to you. Erica, hello. Mika, hello. Andre, hello. Susie, hello. Trish, hello. Arlene, hello. Michelle, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Ashley, good to see you. J. Chris, congratulations, sir. Tamika, hello. Michael, thank you very much. And Susie, I'm not getting in the middle of that, but hello from Pula. Waki, I don't know. It might have been me. Audrey, hello. Good evening, Gloria. Hey, Dion, good to see you. Lydia, hello. Hey, Jasmine, all the way from the Highlands. And I got an email coming to you. Evelyn, hello. Tiffany, hello. Melissa, good evening. Hello. Angelica, thank you for joining us. Michelle, thank you. Tanisha, Terry, Donna, all the way from Midway, Georgia. Good to see you. Tashana, Teshawana. Michelle, hello. Kat, good to see you from that great community of Twickenham. Cheryl, hello. Felicia, Pastor Hart, good to see Sophia all the way from Augusta. Tracy, hello. Alicia, good evening to you. Susan, thank you. Renisa, hello. Stacy asked me that question in a moment. Margaret, hello. Sandra, hello. Hey, Runchy, good to see you. Hey, my Lieberman parents, good to see you. Rockin' Robin from Kansas City, hello. And Henry Lee Perry, hello, sir. Keep on just a little while longer. Latrell, good to see you. Carla, thank you from Atlanta. Good to see Erica Harnett and the cutest kid in the world. Walter, good to see you. Kareem, thank you. Juanita, good to see my cousin on here. Good to see you, Michelle. And St. Nicholas, Sheila, Dana, Jerome, And good to see you, Glenda Jones. Thank you for having my back. I see you out there. My Linda, hello. My brother from Brooklyn, Tapscott Street. Good to see you there. Bobby Hopkins. So good to see you. Let me see. Sharon, good to see you. Christine, thank you. Hey, Darnell from Nashville, hello. Gamira, good evening. Janice, hello. And good to see all of you. Letitia D and MJ's mama, good to see you. Happy Friday. Lynette, and good to see you. Reba, Tashana. Hey, Ramona, the Johnsons, working on that script. Good to see you, Moncello. Hope to see you tomorrow at 4 o'clock, I think. Missy Powers, Tamara, Angie from the DMV, good to see you. Good evening, Nicole. Sarah, thank you so much. Cody, thank you. Anne Marie, hello. And Michelle, glad I have more advanced notes of my speeches. You're welcome also. Thank you. Denise, thank you. Megan, hello. And Heather, hello. David, hello. We'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. Stephanie, thank you. People don't have to come and hang out with me, so I'm appreciating that. Corinthia, thank you. Angela, thank you. Thank you, David. We'll talk a little bit more about that. Catherine, good to see you. Carol Ann from Richmond Hill, hello. Jackie, Laura, good to see you. And Victoria from Riverdale. Denise, good to see you. Sarah, hello, Sarah, good to see you. All of you. Valeria, thank you for joining us as well. Tess, good to see you. Adrian, Laura, Toinette, Levon, hello. Barbara, and Jennifer. When am I running for governor? I ain't doing it. That's right, Brownsville. Never ran, never will. Hey, Michael, good to see you from South Magazine. Hey, Sarah. Hey, E. Hall. Oh, so you're in Texas now. All right. Jennifer from Connecticut. Hello. Thank you, Megan. I appreciate that as well. And so we will go ahead. I'm good to see you, Loto. Great job today. Wade, thank you. Jan, thank you. Angela. So we know we're just gonna try to get started. Feed the Hungry tomorrow. Alderman Leggett says, Feed the Hungry at Delaware Center tomorrow at 12 noon, hosted by the 2nd District. Hey, Tanya, good to see you. Kate and Dina, Misty, thank you so much. Always great to have the great Dawn Baker on as well. And she has a great leadership program for young ladies. I'll post. Good to see you, Wanda. Thank you so much. Melissa, I just want to be the mayor of Savannah for 4 years. That's all I want. Adrian, thank you. Lacey, what I think about 8 Can't Wait, Claire, ask me that question in a little bit. Thank you. Alonzo, what's up? Patricia, James, good to see you. So, hey, Desmond, good to see you as well. I appreciate that. And Darlene, hey, we still love Richmond Hill as well. So let's go ahead. Terry, thank you so much for the conversation the other day. I appreciated you standing up and all that foolishness. So I appreciate that. So let's go ahead. Let's get started. Let's kick this off. So the first thing is this: is that if you're here with me, then that means you're like me. You don't have a life. It's Friday night. That means that you are purposely being socially distant. It means that you have decided that you're going to stay home, that you're going to keep the faith but follow the signs, that you're not going to go out unless you absolutely have some place to be able to go. We recognize fully and clearly that we are still in a world that is not necessarily and totally safe. We are still in the middle of a pandemic. Regardless of what people say, the fact is that we are, and the numbers will bear us out. We have finally reached confirmed 50,621 cases, 50,621 cases in Georgia. We have over 2,100 deaths, over 8,600 hospitalizations. and over 1,800, almost 1,900 people in ICU. So, I mean, those are the statistics as they are. And so that's very important to know. To that end, it's important to recognize that Chatham County's numbers still continue to rise. And as we look at cases in Chatham County, we know that has continued to happen. We know in Chatham County that we have 542 confirmed cases, and we have gone up to 28 deaths, over 120 hospitalizations. So again, we're still out of the woods of that. And we have seen that we have had a recent uptick in infections that probably point back to Memorial Day. So we now have over 50,000 confirmed cases. As of this afternoon, that we had an increase of 774 confirmed cases in the last 24 hours. You think about that. 774 cases in the last 24 hours. And what very likely is happening is these are the cases that are coming from Memorial Day. So we want to make sure we're very, very clear. We have reached 1,000 confirmed cases in the Coastal Health District. And so we want to make sure people are very clear that we're still in the midst and still in the middle of this thing. It is still important for us to make sure that we are, regardless of what other people are doing. I wear my face covering because I care about you. And I hope that you wear your face covering because you care about me. That's simple how it goes. We recognize it does not fully prevent it, but we know that it drastically decreases the number of transmissions because it's a blocker. So if I care about you and I want to go ahead and put that on, then you put one on to protect you if you're sick from me. We still know people can be asymptomatic. We know that. And so I want to make sure that just because you feel okay, just because things look okay, things may not be okay. And so I'm still thankful for the over 600 businesses in our community who have taken the Savannah Safe Pledge, which means that you will promote social distancing, which means that you will make sure that your employees are wearing face coverings. It means that you are enhancing your sanitation and your cleanliness protocols. It also means that you're encouraging people to wash their hands. And we now have a tourist pledge for those that are visiting our community. If you want to come here, you can come here. But what we're asking folks to do is that, well, if you're going to come here, we want to make sure that you pledge to keep us safe. Don't come here, get us sick, and then go on back home and live your best life. So, we care enough about our folks here in Savannah as well. So, wanted to throw that out at you in terms of that. So, so our numbers are still going up. Again, this is not the time for us to be casual about this. I think that wearing a face covering is a very small price to pay for your community to be safe. And so if you're doing that, I want to thank you to do that. I know many of you have asked about me making it mandatory. And again, I'm still thinking about it. I really want to give people a chance to do the right thing. I really want to do it. I don't want to order it, but I will. But I'm hoping that people will do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. Do the right thing because we're a caring community that believes that people deserve to be safe. Do it because I care about you enough to wear a mask, and hopefully you care about me to get a mask. I mean, these are the types of things that this is really all about. I don't want to have to mandate it, but again, we're just trying to see what's going on. So we want you to keep the faith, and we want you to follow the science. So that being said, some of you. I want to make sure, hopefully you like my page. If you go ahead, that's a quick, shameless plug. I want you to look and like the page. If you have not liked the page, go and like the page. Don't just follow it. I want you to like it. Like the page. And then do me a favor, go ahead and share this video. I mean, we're hanging out here together. There's a whole bunch of people that are probably sitting at home too, watching Netflix and chill. Wait, I just got Netflix. Don't judge me. I just got Netflix, and it's a 90-day trial. So I got Netflix. I have Netflix, and so this weekend, among some of the other things I'm going to do, I'm going to finally be able to say I'm going to have a Netflix and I'm going to chill. Netflix and chill. So, something I need to be watching. Everybody's talking about everything. So, yeah, Netflix and chill. Somebody just asked, so we want you to like my page. Hey, Trell, good to see you. Like my page, the Alderman, Mayor Johnson SAV. Mayor Johnson SAV. Matter of fact, it's the page right now that you are looking at this video on. Mayor Johnson SAV. Want to make sure that you're watching it. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about some things. So, some of you are asking, and I know you're asking, well, why is he wearing orange today? I am glad that you asked. Today, June the 5th, is Wear Orange Day here in across the country. This is to honor Hadia Pendleton. She died when she was 15 years old in Chicago. Just 1 week after watching in President Obama's second inauguration. And in her honor, her friends and her family have done what's now part of a national movement, asking for people to stand up and speak out and wear orange to raise awareness about gun violence. So today was that day, and I hope many of you took the challenge to wear orange today, and so I hope that you've done that. If you have not, then you have a little bit of time. Do me a favor. I want you to, in honor of this, I want you to go to your closet and put on something orange, take a selfie of yourself, and then I want you to post it with the hashtag Wear Orange. One is Wear Orange, and the second hashtag is Savannah. Wear Orange and Savannah. So please go ahead and do that. Wear Orange is the first hashtag, and the second one is Savannah. Because we need to make sure, and again, I want to be very clear about this, because whenever I talk about this, people come with this whole, you're trying to take our guns. I'm not trying to take anybody's guns. I have my own guns. I'm a firm believer in the Second Amendment. I believe people have the right to be able to bear arms. I don't think that the people with Everytown USA or Moms Demand Action, I don't think they have anything against guns. The issue is two things. One is about safety as it relates to guns, and the other issue is common sense gun laws. That's it. And that we can hopefully all agree that gun violence is bad. That's it. One, gun safety, that if you are a legal gun owner, that you have your gun registered. Two, that you are securing your weapon. And just a quick secret for you, when you do this, you're putting it underneath your seat and you're putting it in your glove compartment or putting it in your center console. That is so 1977. What happens is young people break into cars not looking for money. They'll leave your laptop there. They'll leave your iPhone there. Sometimes they'll leave your wallet there. They're looking for guns. So as a part of this gun safety, we want you to be able to secure your weapon. It might even be better for you to put your weapon in your trunk or just keep it on you, because we know that when we look at guns that have been involved in violent incidences, often that gun is stolen. So we're asking for you to secure your firearm. If it's in your house, make sure it's in a place that is secure, because oftentimes what happens is people, when they break into your house, they're not looking for that TV. They're looking for guns. And it's happened again and again and again. And you put the guns where everybody can find it. Everybody knows where your gun is, because we put them all in the same places. let's take extraordinary steps in Savannah. And if you're one of these folks, let's start today. You can go ahead and secure your firearm. I'll wait. Secure your firearm. Then, once you've done that, if your gun is stolen, because we want to make sure it's properly registered, if your gun is stolen, we want you to report that your gun has been taken. Report it. Because you now, and it's simple, you take a picture of your gun and you take a picture of the serial number of your gun so that if it's stolen, you're able to give the police a picture and a serial number. Well, why is that important? Because now the police are on the lookout for the gun. Many times we are able to find guns and come to find out the owner never reported that it was stolen. And so to me, part of common sense gun legislation is you are legally bound to report your gun stolen. But more about that a little bit later. So that's the first part about gun safety. And then the second part is that hopefully we can all agree that there are just some people in our community who should not have a gun. I mean, there's just some people in this community who, by whatever situation they're in, should not have a firearm. For example, if you're a person that has been involved in domestic violence, I think that there should be some judgment about maybe you shouldn't have a gun right now. If you've threatened to kill somebody, maybe you shouldn't have a gun right now. If you are a convicted felon, legally you can't have a gun. If you've been involved in violent incidences, maybe you can't have a gun right now. And I think we could all agree about that. If you have issues of mental health, maybe you shouldn't have a gun right now. And so those are the types of things where we're talking about common sense gun legislation that obviously makes sense. I think that here in Georgia, to be honest with you, if a police officer could pull you over and ask you for your license about driving a car, why can't he ask you for your license about carrying a gun? I just want to ensure that gun belongs to you. But a police officer can turn someone over, and I mean, they can ask for a license, but they can't ask about the gun. I mean, beyond that, I don't think that people consuming alcohol should have access to a gun or should not carry a gun. And the reason why is clear. Obviously, when you're under the influence of alcohol, your judgment changes. Even if you're using the gun legally, the fact of the matter is your judgment is off. I mean, are you shooting correctly? And then you mess around and shoot somebody like me who's just walking around the street minding my own business. So that is what this is all about. And, again, people who have mental illness, we need to be able to really talk about mental illness. And that maybe if someone is incapacitated as defined by some mental health professional, that maybe they should not be able to get a gun at this time. I think that's fair. I think that makes sense. I think the city should have the ability to be able to determine what to do with guns when the guns have no evidentiary value or, we can't determine who the owner is. I think we should be able to decide as a city if we want to destroy them. Right now, law says we basically have to put them back out on the street. I don't think that's right. So that's kind of where I am on it. That's why I'm wearing orange. I'm wearing orange today to remember also all of those gun victims, all those folks who died because of gun violence. We've been talking a lot today about a variety of things, and we'll talk a little bit more about it. But today is Breonna Taylor's birthday. It would have been her 27th birthday. Breonna Taylor, she was a EMT, lived in, I think, Louisville, Kentucky. And basically, police came into her house on a warrant. They busted into the house, and essentially, this young lady was killed. Her boyfriend, I guess it was in the house, was shooting at what he thought was intruders in the home. I don't know all the details. Obviously, I wasn't there, but I do know in the end, this young lady is dead. And right now, there's been no charges as it relates to that. Again, I'm not there. I don't know all the details, so I'm not making judgment on that, but I know she's dead. So I'm wearing orange on behalf of people who have died in this community, people who I know who have died because of gun violence across the country. I'm wearing orange in support of those families. I think, Dominique's World is out there. So I'm wearing orange in honor of Dominique and all those folks who've lost children, who've lost fathers and lost mothers. I'm wearing orange in support of their families, who still, their loss is still real. And so what I'm asking you to do today, I mean, again, you have a little bit of time, go ahead and get you some orange on and post a selfie today. And when you post your selfie in orange, use the hashtags wear orange and then hashtag Savannah. We want people to know that people in Savannah are concerned about gun violence. And again, let's be very clear about this. And I mean, people get upset when I say it, but again, I've committed to tell the truth. Our issue in Savannah is regarding young African American males killing other African American males with a gun. The common denominator in this situation are black males and guns. And admittedly, most of them are not legal guns. So, we have some work to do as it relates to that. I admit that. We have to teach our young men how to, better resolve conflict and not to be able to do it violently. We recognize that. We understand that's what the work is. And so, again, I want to make sure that we're very, very clear about that. So just a review to make sure, because I know some of you come on after I've started, then you say all kinds of stuff. So, again, wearing Orange Day is in support of gun safety, and it is against gun violence. I support the Second Amendment. I'm not trying to take anybody's guns away. You can have as many guns as you want, as long as you're not pointing them at me. But I am asking that if you're going to have a gun, that you take personal responsibility to secure that gun. And you don't have it in your car, that you have it on your person. And if you have it in your house, you have it secured so that people, if they break into your house, can't get it. That's all I'm asking. That's fair enough. I think it's fair. So wear orange today. Before midnight, do me a favor, post your pictures wearing orange. And again, it is an opportunity to support those, because we can agree that we can mourn together with those families that have lost their young people. We can agree that hopefully these young people should not have died. We can agree on that. And we could agree that gun safety makes sense and common sense gun laws make sense without infringing on anybody's ability to carry a gun. If we could agree on that, I think we're going to be fine. So that's where we are with that. So moving on to some other things, I want to thank you. I want to thank you so much for this past Sunday. Wow, what an absolute display of Savannah love. We are Savannah Strong, and we showed people around the world what Savannah love and what Savannah Strong was all about. I thank you, because I know that there were people in town whose express purpose was to wreck up our city. I know that there were people that were coming from out of town that had connected with people in town to be able to destroy our city. I know that there were people who intended to co-opt our observance, our day of protest, to try to wreck our city. But you did not allow that to happen. Thank you for that. Thank you. Because what we saw, what we had, was an overwhelming display of love. What we saw was Savannah coming together. What we had and what we saw was over 100 members of our faith community. We had pastors, bishops, rabbis, imams. We had ministers of all faiths. We had temple leaders. And they came together as one body, and they were there together amongst our crowd. I thank you so much, because it showed the world what we are really about. Thank you for that. I'm grateful for our business leaders, because we had our business leaders from all spectrums from across our community. They came and they were a part of this day. I appreciate them because they realized that they are a part of this community too. This is not a black problem. This is a community problem. And so for us to fix it, we needed them to be able to see that this is an issue that they need to be front and center on, because if we're going to solve it, we have to solve it together. And so I thank them for coming out. And admittedly, for some, it was uncomfortable, but they needed to see it. They needed to feel it. They needed to understand what this was all about. And I'm grateful because people from all over our community, what you saw was people understanding. And maybe they did not understand it before, for whatever reason. Maybe they ignored it and said it did not exist. Maybe they said, well, you know what? Maybe the police were justified. There was maybe some reason. But in the George Floyd case, what you saw, and we all watched it together, and for me, even as a former law enforcement officer, it's difficult to watch that this man who was under police control, this man who was compliant at this point, the officer had now exercised control over this man. This man was handcuffed behind his back, and now he is laying face down. And this officer had his knee at the back of this man's neck for over 8 minutes. 8 minutes. And this man repeatedly said, I cannot breathe. And people sat around and they watched it. Officers watched it. And so, that is what the issue is all about. And people who have a heart looked at that, and I'm so glad. Many of them turned around and said, this is wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. And so what you saw in Savannah was really people coming together saying, this is wrong. As I used an analogy before, and it was so true, if you have a plane, a model plane that keeps crashing, a Boeing, whatever, and the plane keeps crashing, we would pull it off the line and we would ground all other flights because something must be wrong with this model of plane. And so for us, it was an opportunity to be able to say, something is wrong with this picture. These are not coincidences. Something is wrong. That there is, and maybe through disproportionate minority contact, but what you have is that there are unarmed people of color that are being engaged in unfavorable situations with the police, and they are killed. And for people of goodwill, black, white, Hispanic, and Asian, all are bound together in saying this is wrong. And what you saw in Savannah was an expression of that. And I'm just so pleased because we agreed as a community that we were not going to let anybody come into our community and mess up our city. And I thank you for that, because I saw some people trying to start trouble. And in the community, it wasn't the police, it was the community that said, you ain't doing that here. Not here. And so, as you know, the story goes, I called a curfew for 8:30. Some of y'all were mad about it. Hey, I'm sorry. But the reality is that at that point, we knew there were buses coming here from out of town. There were vans already here from out of town with people with organizations we knew to be anarchists. And so it was important at that point to get our citizens off of the streets. And we knew that there were people who were putting things materials for destruction on our streets. We were able to circumvent that, and we were able to deal with those folks who were out there doing that stuff. And so the curfew cleared our streets for a couple hours, and in the end, we had, I think, 16 arrests, and again, minimal property damage. And so when you look to the north to Charleston, if you look north west to Atlanta, and you see the damage that has occurred, again, Savannah can consider itself safe. And as I said in our press conference, God has once again smiled on the city of Savannah. But I thank you all so much. We have a wonderful city team, and the city team was there, and they did what they needed to do. Our police, again, excellent job by our police department. We wanted to keep the peace, but we wanted to allow people to protest. And as long as people were protesting, we wanted to keep them safe. And we let them march up and down the streets, wherever they wanted to go. We were there with them because we wanted to protect them. So that was all done. And again, the other thing that was really interesting is that, and I'm grateful for, we had all 4 living mayors of the city of Savannah present. Mayor Eddie DeLoach was present. Mayor Enid Jackson was present. Mayor Otis Johnson was present. And I appreciate that because, again, it showed that we were all united in this cause. Again, if you looked at the crowd, it was diverse. And for the week that occurred since, we had people protesting. A young 15-year-old, he contacted me and he wanted to protest. I told him, come on and protest. And every single day, they would march from Forsyth Park to City Hall, and they would be out there for hours. And I tried every day to go out there and deal with that. And so that's what I wanted to do, because I wanted to affirm them and their right to be able to do that. Let's see. Ivan wants to know why I didn't call a curfew when I was speaking on the steps of City Hall, because you don't give everybody your plays or your playbook. That's why. You don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. And this was just based off information we were receiving. So we didn't want to call a curfew too early. We certainly didn't want to call it too late. But when we got information that these folks were coming to town, it was important then to be able to call it. So that's why I called it. I called it when I felt it was the best time to call it. And again, it might have been inconvenient for some folks, but in the end, I think it saved lives and saved property in this community. So, again, it is what it is. To that end, let me see what else I wanted to talk about. So for that, there was 2 things that happened. The first thing dealt with my announcement of a blue ribbon panel that we need to look into disparities, period. What I heard, what I experienced that day, and all the people I talked to and marched with, people said things. They gave their feelings, they gave their perceptions, and I think that what we have to do is we cannot deal in feelings and perceptions. I think the responsible thing for us to do is to be able to quantify it. And that requires a scientific approach. That means that we need to say stop. And again, this is disparities across the board. This is disparities in policing, disparities in health, disparities in economics, disparities in business, disparities in education, disparities in food availability, and really look at it from a very, very global view. Then draw down on it, because you have to have data. Because basically, if you don't have facts, all you have is an opinion. And everybody has opinions. So I think that if we do a qualified study of what the facts say, then from there, we benchmark that. And from there, now let's talk about how do we fix it. And so I'm pleased that Dr. Otis Johnson, as many of you know, a social scientist in his own right, has agreed to help me with this initiative, because we need something that's going to be statistically relevant and defensible. We need to pull the right data. And again, I don't know where this is going to lead us. Um, I do know that it will show that you know what? Yeah, we probably haven't been doing the right thing by many of our citizens. So then the question is, what do we do to fix it? And so that's the purpose of the Blue Ribbon Task Force. We're still working on the constructs of that, and soon we will then start talking about what form that's going to take and what the work product will be. So again, I thank Mayor Johnson for agreeing to assist and help me lead that effort. That's very important. The second thing we have done is that we are engaging. Well, let me go back a little bit. I've been blessed to be a part of My Brother's Keeper, which was an initiative under then President Barack Obama. I was involved personally. I was involved as a representative of the city of Savannah, and so this has occurred and it continued after President Obama left office. Since then, as many of you might know, a couple of days ago, he issued a challenge and asked mayors from across the country to take a pledge as it related to issues of police in our community. To me, this was a opportunity to really do a couple of things. The first thing was, and the pledge was basically this, to review our current use of force policies in our police department. Secondly, to engage the community to find out about their experiences with law enforcement in our community. Thirdly, to be able to report back to the community about what that's all about, what were our findings, and then to do some type of reform. So it's review, engage, report, and reform. And admittedly, I know very clearly that the Savannah Police Department has not always treated people right. I said it. I know that. I know that sometimes our officers might have been less than professional. I get it. I understand that. But I will also tell you that the vast majority of our police officers care about this community. They care about what they do. And at the end of the day, they want to do their job well, keep people safe. And at the end of the day, they want to go home to their families. Our responsibility is to make sure that we have more good officers, and those officers who don't want to do the right thing, for those officers, this is their power trip or their way to make them feel good about themselves, that they find somewhere else to be successful at, not in the Savannah Police Department. So, Chief Mentor and I and the city manager have been talking, and I've taken this pledge on behalf of the city of Savannah. And so this is an opportunity for us just to review our policies. To make sure that our policies are in line, that they're up to date, that you don't have policies that deal with strangleholds, issues of making sure that we have a way, an independent way for people to report officers. It's an opportunity for us to look at our data. How many internal affairs or what we call professional standards complaints have we had on officers during a specific time period? How many of these officers are repeat offenders? And what are we doing about that? It gives us an opportunity to be able to engage and have what we call courageous conversations. And you know what? Ask people, what has been your experience with our police? And to listen. And we're going to listen. And we're going to hear people out and hear what they have to say. And then be able to report that. And be transparent and be above board. And then from that, what are we going to do better? How are we going to do better? And again, I'm committed to doing better and being better. We have this opportunity to be accountable to those we serve. And so I've committed to that work. I'm expecting to discuss this with the Savannah City Council on this Thursday. And then a little more than 90 days after Thursday, I'm expecting for this report to be completed. So this is not going to be a study that's going to drag out. We're going to put it together. And again, in keeping with the pledge, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And then we will commit to making the necessary reforms, making sure that also it's a better opportunity to educate our citizens about police work, about what we do and how we do it, about very fine aspects of the law that sometimes people just don't know. I remember it's happened to me before that I have engaged people in my prior life as a law enforcement officer, and I asked them their name, and people say, I'm pleading the fifth. Well, the fifth doesn't have anything to do in Georgia when I ask you for your name. I can legally ask you for your name. You can't plead the fifth. So again, we want people to understand what their rights are, what their responsibilities are, and this is a great opportunity to inform people. And then, finally, Brenda says a SMART goal. It is. It's specific, it's measurable, it's attainable, it's realistic, and it's timely. How'd you know I was thinking about that? It's a SMART goal. And that's why, again, we want to make sure we're very clear about what that means. So expect to hear more about that. I'm supportive of this. I've had the opportunity to meet with President Obama in the past about this. And again, we're going to make our police department better. We are. And as I said at the event, the other way we make sure that the police department is better is we get good people in the police department. So for many of you that are looking for work, men, women, boys, and girls, this is your opportunity to become a police officer. And again, starts off at $40,000 a year. You have excellent benefits. And so we want you to make sure you engage and go to our website and you can become a police officer. I will tell you, among all the things I've been blessed to do, being a law enforcement officer has been one of the most rewarding things I've done. And I salute our law enforcement officers, not only for Savannah Police, but across the country, who do the right thing every single day, sometimes with very little thanks. I thank them for being able to do that. So that's what we're doing with that. And it's going to be transparent work, but it's work at the end of the day that you should see change from this process. And so Savannah will be accountable. We will be upfront, and I want to make sure that when we start asking these hard questions, I want you to be able to answer them. And don't throw out stuff. I heard. No. You want facts. If you had these encounters, we want to know about them. So we're committed, and Chief Mentor is involved as well. Carey wants to know why is the chief involved? Because it involves his department. But this is really community work. He's going to provide the information that we need. I'm leading the work. Be clear, I'm leading the work. So, if the police department is going to get better, the chief, the command staff, they have to all be involved in the work. And again, I made it very clear to them. It might say that we could do better, and we'll get better. We'll ensure that we get better. So I'm looking forward to that work. All right, so I've talked about that at MBK. I'm almost finished, y'all. It's 9:20. I'm gonna get you out of here in a few minutes. So let's talk about voting. Yes, voting. Today was the last day for advance or early voting in our community. You want to have your voice heard. There's nothing wrong with being or having an opportunity to engage in that work. You want to be engaged, vote. So I want everyone who is out there walking around and protesting and all that, vote. Vote. We can come out for big numbers, vote. You raising your voices in opposition, vote. You're raising your voices in support, vote. Don't complain, vote. This is your opportunity. So early voting is over. The voting election day is on Tuesday. On Tuesday, that is election day. So I want you to do better. I want to see you out there. We have a lot of candidates. We have, this is the presidential preference primary, and I will tell you, that there are people on the ballot that have dropped out the race. So I just want to let you know that. If you, on the Democratic side, there are all these names on here. They dropped out the race for what, there's a legal reason why they have to stay on the ballot. So, vote your conscience. Then we have a variety of nonpartisan judicial races. Again, vote. You want justice in courts, you get fair judges. We need you to vote. That's what we need you to do. We also have county commission races. We have county coroner race. We have a tax commissioner race. Again, we need you to get out and vote. We need you to be engaged in the process. And again, Tuesday, we don't know what the weather's going to be. We know it's going to be social distancing. So if you waited this long, then just be prepared to stay till you get it done. This is a mission that is very, very important. So that's your voice. That's your opportunity to weigh in. I need you to vote. So you can go to your, if you're not sure where you will vote. Well, Randy, you say voting will do nothing. No, I think voting will do something. That's how I got here. People voted for me. And I'm going to make sure that the police do the right thing. So voting does do something. I know fussing about it on Facebook achieves nothing. Sending people hate messages on social media achieves nothing. Voting achieves something. So, but anyway, you can go to my voter page. It's mvp.sos.ga.gov. If somebody will put that down for me, mvp.sos.ga.gov. Okay? Please. mvp.sos.ga.gov is the number. website. So I'm hoping somebody will put this down for me. mvp.sos.ga.gov is the email, website, I'm sorry. That's how we want to address, okay? mvp.sos.ga.gov. You can go to this page and over to the far right side, it will say you log in by basically putting your first initial, your last name, your date of birth, and your county, and it will show you your voter record. It will show you where you need to vote. Make sure you know where you're supposed to vote before you go vote, okay? Because you have to go to your voter place. If you still have an absentee ballot, you can turn in the absentee ballot up to 7 p.m. on Election Day. There is a lockbox, a drop box in front of the voter registration office. That's 1117 Eisenhower Drive, 1117 Eisenhower Drive, Suite E, and you can go there and you can drop your absentee ballot into that box. You have up to 7 p.m. When the polls close, you can't do it anymore. So please take the time to go ahead and get that done. Okay? So that's important. Another way you can count is the census. And so I've been preaching this, and I'm going to continue to preach it. I need your help, Savannah. We got some statistics, and I'm kind of tripping about this. Savannah is at 50.7% response rate. 50.7 response rate. Listen to this. We're at 50.7. Atlanta is at 53.1. Albany is at 54.2. Augusta is 55.1. And Charleston is 58.1. Y'all making me look bad. There is no way. We're Savannah Strong, remember? Savannah Strong. There's no way we should be 8 points behind Charleston. There's no way we should be 5 points behind Augusta. There's no way that we could be 4 points behind Albany or 3 points behind Atlanta. We are better than this. If you have not done your census, I need you to engage and be counted. Be counted. We need a higher response rate, and I believe that we can do our census and be at 60% by this time next week. I believe it. I'm foolish enough to believe it. I need you. In addition to your orange thing, reminding everybody to wear orange and wearing orange today, the second thing is for you to remind people to vote on Tuesday and turn on their turn in their absentee ballots. But the third thing is, even if you've done your census, I need you to encourage other people to get it done. Remind people, get it done. There is no way we're going to let Charleston and Atlanta and Augusta and Albany and beat us. Come on, y'all. We're not going to do that. So I need your help. So I need y'all all please to post it. I need you to go ahead and push and let us get people to respond. I need you put on your social media, but I want you to ask 5 of your friends, have you done your census? Let's get it done. It takes only a couple of minutes. Again, 10 minutes of your time will affect this community for 10 years into the future. Easy. You can go to my2020census.gov, my2020census.gov, and I'm going to put that into the box. my2020census.gov. And you can do that, and it only takes a couple of minutes to do. So please, let's make sure that we get it done. If somebody doesn't have they don't have computers or digital access, let me know. They can use my phone to get it done. We have to get our numbers up. This is how we get the things that we need. So, again, thank you. There's some people out here. Larry Myers, thank you. He said if you want help, please. Terrell, thank you for asking 5 people. I need you to ask people to get involved. Okay? So, thank you. That's right. Shaman, only 5 minutes. Thank you. Audrey, yes, it's important. Debbie, I'm sorry. I know you from Augusta and all that. We're going to beat your city. You can go and tell Mayor Davis right now it is on, because Savannah's going to show up and Savannah's going to show out. He better enjoy this 5-point lead today, because come this time next week, Savannah is going to be 60%. We're going to do that. And so I want you, for those of you who follow this page, we'll put up a couple of graphics. Just go ahead and shoot them out. We need to get people involved. We need to get them engaged. So thank you for that. And I'm almost at my time, so let me hurry up and, as they say, hasten to close, take a couple of questions, and we'll go from there. So finally, it is hurricane season. Yeah. It's hurricane season. Already 3 named storms, which is, I think, the quickest in recent history. And so it's projected to have an active hurricane season. And I need you to have a plan. I need you to be prepared. Again, don't wait till something happens and we have to leave. Know where you're going to go. Again, the people you snuck up on last year or year before may not be welcoming you this time. Make sure you have a plan. Make sure you know where you're going to go. Go ahead and have the name of your hotel already set up. Make sure that you're taking care of your elderly and your pets and your loved ones. This is an opportunity for you to be able to do that. So be in front of this. Be thinking about what your emergency plans are going to be. We've already been through so much. Don't let something happen and you don't have a way to get up out of here. Or if it's a tropical storm, let's make sure that we're doing what we can do around here to keep people safe. So again, I need your help, and I appreciate that. Jennifer says that she gave the students extra credit for having their parents do the census. Jennifer, thank you. That is really, really smart. Thank you. Michael says it's only 5 minutes. And it is. It's only 5 minutes. It took me 4 minutes. For me and everybody in my household, 4 minutes. I got it done. So, again, you can go to ChathamEmergency.org, Chatham Emergency, and I'll put that on here, ChathamEmergency.org. That is the SEMA page, the Chatham Emergency Management Agency page. They have great videos about how to complete an emergency kit, how you deal with that. So, ChathamEmergency.org is the website for you to do that. So remember that. So take a couple of questions and then we'll be on our way. And you can go ahead and enjoy your Friday night. And I'm going to have the opportunity to now finally watch Netflix and chill. I've always wanted to say that. Watch Netflix and chill. So, questions. Carrie says everyone wants young people to vote. We need more progressive nominees that will act on what younger generations are caring about. Well, I think I'm a part of that. So I'm hoping to help lead that charge. But I know that if you don't vote, you get what you get. Terrell says orange is our favorite color, so I'm looking forward to you. I'm looking at your orange, Terrell. So thank you very much. Chantel, census and voters is completed. Thank you. Free all your dogs. Free all your dogs locked in the pen. You talking about people or like real dogs? All right. Help me with that. Audrey, the census is important. Randy, I don't know what you're saying. Audrey, there will be rides to the polls. I think the NAACP is providing rides. So if you need, we'll put that on here. Brenda, thank you for posting on your page. Erica, please let us help our seniors. Peter says he just needs 5 friends. Well, Peter, I'm one of your friends, so you told me. Quincy, thank you. Let's get it done. Hey, I love the Schumann family. Thank you so much. Hardy ain't as good as you. Sorry, I said it. Yes, I forgot. No, Mayor Davis is my friend. So, when will the census become the Olympics? It will be interesting to see if Savannah got the funding due. I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, David Patterson, thank you for joining us, and thank you for joining us on Sunday. I appreciate that. Audrey says she will help people fill it out, so Audrey says she will help. Idell says the NAACP is in need of voters taking people to the polls. Contact them Monday if you're interested. Idell, if you will please place the number there. What about the people without the resources to be in front of it? Be in front of what, Carrie? The roads need to be fixed. Adrian's not ready for hurricane season. Me either. Let's see. Quincy, the polls close at 7 p.m. Hey, Jen from Jen and Friends. I had the opportunity to go hang out at Jen and Friends the other day. They have the best beverages in the world. So go to Jen's and Friends. It is right on Bull Street, just between Broughton and Congress Street. They open like at 3 o'clock, but great people. So thank you for posting the census on the Jen and Friends page. Thank you. Let's see. Good. Tanya says her daughter did the census. Thank you. Catherine, yeah, I had my moments. Yeah, I could say I'm gonna do Netflix and chill. I actually have Netflix now. John Henry is good to watch. All right, Pamela, I will watch John Henry on Netflix. Chill, please, balance. Rona, thank you for doing your census. Catherine, thank you. Peter, I won't come out once I'm hooked on Netflix. Look, Peter, after these 90 days are over, I might be out. I'm cheap. I'm proud. Thank you, Barry. I'm proud of you too. Lynette, price guides about Uber drivers. Yeah, that's. I think it's a function of demand. Quincy, thank you very much, brother. I appreciate that. The Office, Krista says, watch The Office on Netflix. Randy says we need a new system for police accountability. Makes no sense for them to investigate themselves. Again, these are some of the things that we're talking about. That's why I'm calling for this accountability report. Erica Gaines, let's make sure our family has their census completed. Thank you. Erica, make sure your census is done. Heather, yeah, go buy some Jen and Friends. Megan, thank you so much. Hey, Nanette. Chatham Cabs. If you get Stacy, you will not regret it. Great information. Thank you, Tommy. Hey, Marcella, good to see you. Some people can't get ahead of hurricane with hotel stays. What about the homeless population? We are working on ways of dealing with the homeless population. We've done a decent job. If there's someone here, we will help get them out of the community. Again, our goal is to try to help people not be homeless. Quincy says, don't forget to turn in absentee ballots. Emily, thank you for Netflix. Jocelyn says it's addictive. Selena says, did your census? Carrie says, I know I'm a pain in the ass, but I'll get used to it. You good. Jessica, I hope these riots stop. Hope they stop as well. Felicia, thank you for doing your census. Thank you, Adrian, for doing your census. Nessa says, switch to Hulu. Is Hulu free? Thank you for doing your census. Nicole, will the Civic Center be open if there's an emergency like last year? Yes. Usually it's not a shelter of last resort. Snow says, what's up, Brooklyn in the house? Brooklyn, spreading love. It's the Brooklyn way. Brownsville never ran, never will. And in midst of hurricane season, God, hopefully we'll be spared. I'm hoping we'll be spared too. Cynthia Lipsy, thank you for watching. Nanette, thank you for doing yours. And Diane. Angel says, please watch Central Park 5 story. I will. Shaman, thank you. DeQuincy says, check on Grandma and them. Yes. Adrian, I love you too. Josette, you have to work, so you can't drive. Catherine, yeah, I mean, we have to be straight up. We're going to be up front. Somebody said they were from East Flatbush. Yeah, I went to Erasmus, so East Flatbush, of course. Michelle, thank you so much. Enjoyed having you on Fridays. And somebody said watch Mercy, Just Mercy. It's now on Netflix, and I want a box of tissues. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Jessica. Robin, actually, you know what? I was just talking about that this week. Right now, there is a 3-year wait if somebody leaves the city to get rehired. That's stupid. It doesn't make sense, and I'm going to change that. It makes no sense. In an employment at will state, it doesn't make any sense. So, Robin, watch out for that. I just talked about that this week. Felicia says that if you have mailed your absentee ballot, you can go to my voter page to make sure it was arrived and accepted. Oh, Natasha says Hulu charges too. Well, unless they're giving me 3 months free, I may not be doing that. Catherine says tourists need to wear a mask or don't come. I agree. Jessica says it's a pour a drink kind of night with all that's going on. Let's see, what else? I'm hearing fireworks. Yes, fireworks. Again, fireworks is really bad. I'll talk to you about that later. Teresa, really, your mom went to Erasmus. Very good. Nessa, 5. All right, so it's 5. What, first month free? All right. Hey, Miss Frazier, good to see you, all the way from Hinesville. Thank you. Sheila says watch Contagion. Julia, thank you for doing your census as well. Sandra, thank you for being a fellow Dutchman. Cassell from Jacksonville, I hope you're doing better. I hope you're feeling better. Sharon, Renee, thank you so much as well. Debbie, do we still have an arrangement with Augusta to house our citizens in case of a hurricane? We do. Rebecca, thank you so much. Your dad be watching them all canceling. Right? Yeah, I know. I mean, after them 90 days, it's done. Hey, Shirley from Hinesville, good to see you. Yes, Felicia, we'll do job fairs when it's safe to do so. Good evening, David. Pastor David, good to see you. We love you in Hinesville. Idell's going to get the Stream for Us app for $7 a month and over 4,000 channels. If it's free, I'm down for it. Jocelyn, hey Jocelyn, Chasing Train documentary. The City Hall, Curtis wants to know, does City Hall have more masks? We do have some face coverings. Thank you very much. If there'll be volunteer positions on the Blue Ribbon Committee, close to my page, I will do that. Fireworks are beautiful, but yes, Jamie, that's my concern. For animals and for those with PTSD, it is very, very difficult. What's my thought on cities wanting to dismantle police forces? I think we need police forces. We do. We just need police forces to protect and serve like they say they're going to. I don't see, it doesn't make sense to me to dismantle a police force. Get bored in the house and went for a ride. River Street is crowded. The cases are still going up. That's why I'm not going to that. Adrian, is it legal to shoot fireworks on Memorial Day? People worrying, not sure if it's legal. The problem is the state has taken away our ability to be able to regulate fireworks. So that's why it's an issue. How do assisted living do fair voting if they need help? Make sure the workers put the right candidate of choice. Thank you, Marie, for that. I'm glad to see our superintendent, Dr. Ann Levette. Thank you, Dr. Levette, for your leadership and being who you are. So thank you for that as well. Any food drive tomorrow? Yes, there is a food drive tomorrow at the Delaware Center, sponsored by Alderman Leggett in District 2. So you could do that. So again, we need police. People say we don't need police. No, you need police. You need police. You need a well-regulated militia to be able to keep our cities straight. It's funny. Everybody hates the police until you need the police. If you had no police, then it's anarchy. We just need police. Again, and I've gotten older, and as I gotten older, I just realized that things happen in timing. The book of Ecclesiastes says that everything happens, for everything there's a season. There's a season. And so things happen that will, for example, I remember, was it the Civil Rights Act? No, it was the Civil Rights Act, but it was legislation that happened after assassinations. And so, we're at a time now where situations have met destiny. And these are the times in which our community is going to show what it's all about. We need good police. But this is an opportunity where all of a sudden we're really looking at real reform. And I believe this is an opportunity to change. One thing I'm sure of, one thing I'm certain of, one thing I'm going to guarantee, that this time in our community, that the Savannah Police Department, we're going to take a very hard look at ourselves. And, there'll be opportunities. We're going to ask you how we're doing. And we're going to listen. And we're going to make some changes. And we're going to be better for it. We're going to make sure that you are our customers. Now, that being said, I've seen people who've come to me, man, the police treated me wrong. The police did this. The police did that. And I see the tape, and it was like, you were not Mr. Model Citizen. After you cussed the officer out and refused to comply, the officer had to use force on you. So again, we're not talking about that. We're just talking about every day. We want to make sure that our people have the services that they pay for. And I think that's fair. I think that's fair, and that is a reasonable way to be able to move forward as a community. Someone says, yes, Mrs. White, we will overcome, and we'll do it together. Yes, we will. As a business owner, can you shoot looters in Georgia? Lord, I don't know. Just know once you shoot folks, I'll find out, though. Carrie, we spend a lot of money. It's the truth. We spend a lot of money on police forces. Well, Carrie, they don't get to use force because someone cussed them out, but they do get to use force to be able to address force. Now, let's be clear about that. I've been cussed out as a police officer, but if you put your hands on me, you're going to be dealt with. There's a very clear, it's called the use of force continuum, and it gives a very clear, and I'll post this, it gives a very clear reaction of a police response to someone showing force. It's very clear rules, and officers are trained on it all the time. So if someone is exerting force, the officer gets to exert force to meet it, and then a level above to exceed it. The highest level of that is what's called deadly force. And you get to use deadly force under some very clear situations that the officers or someone's immediate life is in danger. And so there are reasons that an officer has been justified to use deadly force. So, I mean, I'm not just saying that the officer gets to use deadly force because somebody cussed him out, but I am saying that there are situations in which an officer is justified to be able to do that. But part of that is to educate people in doing that so that you don't make those types of comments. So I'm going to make sure that in this process, people are going to understand very clearly what the use of force continuum is. Because part of our problem has been is that we as a community, we as a city, we as a police department have not really educated people about what we do and why we do it. We haven't educated people about the federal laws that talk about how these things happen. So we're going to make sure to let people know that, okay? So, well, Carrie, the officer, again, you're talking about generalities. Again, we don't have that issue in Savannah. So that's not our problem in Savannah. So we'll talk about it. But again, we have excellent police services and fire services. And so therefore, it is not cheap. It is not cheap. We have a full service, fully accredited police department. It is not cheap. We have, to keep you safe, we have a fully accredited ISO 1 rated fire department. Why? To keep you safe. It is not cheap. It is not cheap. And the officers, they should be paid well. They should be compensated well. And so I don't make an excuse for making sure, because our number one responsibility is public safety. Number one. So that's where I am. That's where I am on that. So, Jacqueline, thank you very much. Brenda, Citizens Review Board, we're talking about some of that again. I have some thoughts on that. But Kat, you're right. People need to know what to expect. Carrie, you're not bugging me. Can you come for me? I'm coming for you. I mean, it's no issue. But just make sure, though, when you come to me, you come right. Because I'm going to put facts out there with you. So we're good. Anyway, Deborah, good to see you in Hinesville. Condoleezza, thank you for the mask. I appreciate it. Audrey says, check out Change in the Air on Netflix. I will do that. Peter, thank you. Deborah writes, come with responsibilities. Thank you. Again, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Oh, food giveaway to Temple of Glory Community Church from 4 to 7. So thank you, Ms. Schumann, for sharing that. And thank Bishop Odom and the Temple Nation for helping us out for this. Again, we're going to do better. We're going to get better. And we need you to help us get better to make things better. Chuck, good question. Well, let me get Arrow first. So Arrow, today's orange. I need you to take a picture, and I need you to post it, and I need you to do hashtag wear orange, hashtag Savannah. Hashtag wear orange, hashtag Savannah. So Savannah Police is one jurisdiction. Garden City Police is another jurisdiction. So essentially, Garden City Police cannot enforce in Savannah. Savannah cannot enforce in Garden City. We have a Pooler Police Department. We have a Bloomingdale Police Department. We have a Port Wilbur Police Department. We have a Thunderbolt Police Department. We have a Tybee Island Police Department. We have police for our school board. We have a police for our airport. Then we have county police that can enforce throughout the entire jurisdiction. And sheriff's deputies can enforce throughout the state. So that's a good question. So we need to talk about how that all works out. That's a good question. What time I go to sleep? Jasmine's right. I don't sleep. That's right. 20 years. Thank you very much. Again, they are definitely good ones. And Mrs. White, we salute your father in his 20 years. So anyway, I'm about done. Thank you all so much again. Jasmine, that's called a mutual aid agreement. she's asking there's agreement where neighboring police departments can enforce. It's really that we can assist. So we thank you for that. So, well, yeah, police used to have a walking route. We're talking about getting back to that. The issue is that, oftentimes police have to respond faster. So, yes, we do have programs where we have a positive association. Our police department puts on summer camps every year. And we appreciate them for doing that. They really enact with our young people. We're bringing back our police athletic league program, in which we have police on their own time. They coach young people, and that's really a great day. We appreciate that. Ivan says we're about the Georgia State Patrol. Georgia State Patrol can enforce anywhere in the state. Anywhere in the state. Chuck, good to see you. Thank you. We appreciate you as well. Cindy, thank you very much. So that's going to do it tonight. Again, take your picture before midnight. Hashtag, thank you, Amy. Hashtag, wear orange. Hashtag Savannah. We want you to tell 5 people to vote. We want you to tell 5 people to do the census. We want you to like this page. We want you to share this video. Tomorrow at 8 a.m. I do my weekly update. Please watch out for that. Again, I appreciate you all. And again, we'll get through this together. And Ms. White, thank you so much. We're going to make this happen. And so now I'm going to Netflix and chill. I love saying that. I'm going to Netflix and chill. I'm looking forward to it. God bless you all. Have a good weekend. We are Savannah Strong because we show Savannah love. God bless you. Good night.